Good morning, guys and girls. It is January 2nd, about 4 o'clock in the morning. I am just loading up with salt brine this morning. We're expecting some snow early, maybe till about 3 p.m. So churches will get prioritized today, and maybe businesses that are open. We're only really expecting an inch of snow possible, so if it even gets that much. So here's our holding tanks. We got 2 big holding tanks. You can't really see that one there. So we have a hose set up down here that we pump into our tanks in our trucks. I got like a 1,000-gallon tank in my truck. Here's the sprayer. Actually, let me turn on the lights. That way we can see. There, that's better. See a little bit what's going on now. But I have a boom sprayer here. Every once in a while, you gotta check the nozzles and make sure they're cleaned out. Sometimes little particles of debris gets trapped in those, stops them from spraying. And yeah, it's a pretty sweet setup actually. Works pretty good for pre-treating, post-treating. I just loaded up about 600 gallons. I'm not expecting to use very much of it, but that's what I'm loading up just in case. It's still very much just rain out here, so it's supposed to change into snow, but always better to be prepared. All right, that wraps it up. Let's see how much I used. Yeah, I put in, I think I started with 800. Actually, I had to put more in because I got a couple more added to my list, but so I used 300 gallons. And yeah, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, so probably was out for around 4 hours-ish. But yeah, there's barely any snow. As you can probably see, there's a light coating on the windshield, and that's about it. But a lot of the places we do, we're just kind of keeping them clear and keeping them. When we expect snow, we just go out and do them. Well, I'm gonna go home and go to sleep now. Good morning. I am gonna show you guys how we load up our tank. I'm gonna pump out some into my tank here from the big tank, and you can actually see the level right there. We're getting pretty low. So I'm actually gonna take some of this out to one of our storage tanks on the site. And I'm gonna fill this up, and then we're gonna pump it into the tank on site. So we got our hose down here, fill hose. I'm gonna take that, make a connection right here. Now that that's connected, I'm going to open up the valve here. That's allowing water to come down the hose all the way up to here. And open this valve here. That allows water to come in through the pump. And then it's going to pump up, or actually, yeah, it's going to pump up through there. So I'm going to go ahead and start this up. Start it pumping. All right, so I started out with about 150 gallons. I got the hose hooked up over here, and they're pumping into our tank. We got 2 2,500 gallon tanks. Trying to fill these up so we can fill them up on site if we run out, because it's kind of far away from our shop. So this will take a few minutes. And that's what it looks like from the inside while it's filling. I got about 300 or 400 gallons left. I'm going to pump in here. I got to double check this tank because there was some intake the other day and it leaked out. It truck. If somebody pumps it out, I'm not exactly sure. So I'm going to check this before I leave, make sure it's not leaking out anywhere on the fitting. But yeah, the other thing I did, I added 3 straps to this tank across the top. There's 3 straps that hold the tank to this platform, this metal platform. But when it's empty, it has a tendency to slide around. So I put these blocks in here. I just measured the blocks to be the same width and I wedged them in there. And then I also put the 3 straps going across the top, locking them down to the side of the truck. So hopefully that keeps it from moving around while it's empty. And yeah, just something to make sure that she doesn't get off-centered, because if I fill it up and it's off-center, it'll have a tendency to be heavy on one side, and the potential to roll is better. Good morning. It is 4 in the morning, 4:30 in the morning, January 7th, and we got like layered snow, so we are going out salting, filling up the big tank. I'll show you. There's a little bit of snow on the ground, and we're going to try and hit everything fast and furious so before they open. A lot of places are going to be opening pretty early here because it's Friday morning, so gonna get it going. She is a dirty girl. Give her a little bath. Got a lot of salt. Using that sprayer too, I was getting a lot of overspray back on the truck. Even on the inside of the door, I gotta clean that. Yucky. She's all done. Got her pretty good, but it's a work truck, so it's gonna get dirty again. We might actually have to go out and salt again tonight. But I did a quick little run through on the interior. Fords are notorious for getting salt and buildup and crap on this, so I just cleaned those out real good. And the rocker panels. Got some nice WeatherTech floor mats. And it smells delicious in here. There's this Armor All protectant cleaner that I sprayed the inside with. This makes it smell real good. And then I use Rain-X window cleaner on the windows inside and out. Same thing on this one. Make sure you clean that good. I gotta put the mat back in. She's ready to roll again. One thing we often have to do on these systems is check these filters at the end of these nozzles. They get clogged up with debris. A lot of times we'll get like mulch or rocks or wood chips or something kind of stuck in with our bulk salt. So you take the little filter out and you can see that one is very caked up with little debris. Most of the time I could just blow the debris off of it, but clean them up, stick them back in there, put your nozzle back on. And actually, I should get better about doing this every time I go out. That way I know I'm going to be spraying good, because I noticed when I was looking out the back of the truck that one side was not spraying out very good. It's kind of dribbling. See, there's another one. So it was dribbling and it wasn't coming out at the pressure that it should be. So I knew that I needed to check these. Normally, this is what the driveways look like on asphalt when we pre-treat and then it dries. This is what it looks like. When I was here, it was actually really light snow, so our salt brine actually just punched right through the snow. This is only like an hour later. See the salt lines? That's from the boom sprayer. And it's basically like that across the whole drive. It's really cool to see on an asphalt drive so that you can actually tell that it's going to be working. And this will keep snow, if it's a light flurry, it'll keep snow off of it for a while here. If it ends up snowing some more, it'll just burn right off. And basically it goes like that all the way around. And that is what the salt brine does. And it's way cleaner doing it like that than doing it with bulk salt, because the bulk salt can get tracked into the building, just kind of a little bit more messy. There are some benefits to using bulk, but we just switched over to using the brine only, with the exception of a couple places that we use bulk salt, but it works out great. Good morning. This is a look at the upgraded system that our guys have made for mixing salt brine. So we have our mixing tank here where we put all the salt. This thing is massive. I don't know where he got this, but it's a stainless steel tank somebody built, and it was set up so that you could actually tilt, had hydraulics and stuff on it, so you could like tilt it up so you could clean out the water at the bottom and whatever junk gets in the bottom. But so here's what it looks like on the inside. It's pretty full, but once you start running water through it, there's some filters, some just filters right down here that will filter out the big stuff, and it'll drain gravity feed down to this tank. And once it gets into this tank, it gets up to the right salinity. And once it gets up to the right salinity, then we pump it outside. And he's got a really cool PVC system set up. So everything's labeled, it's got shutoffs everywhere, so you can mix it differently from different points from the bottom. There's all kinds of pipes in the bottom of that tank that help agitate and mix the salt. And then it goes from there, he pumps it out to our I think we have 3 or 4 big tanks now. Pumps them straight out the wall here, out to our big tanks. It's a lot cooler setup from last year, a lot bigger. We can mix a lot more at once. And the temperatures have been in the 20s during the day here in Northeast Ohio. And when it gets that cold, we add calcium chloride to our mix to give it a little bit of extra punch.